This is a 2002 Subaru WRX Wagon. It has a flat 4 boxer engine with a turbocharger and all-wheel drive. This should be a lot of fun to play with. If you don't wear your hat backwards, you might not like the gold wheels on a blue Subaru, but it's a look that a lot of Subaru owners like to go for, and you can't argue that it looks distinctive, if not a little bit ugly. The blue inserts don't really match the exterior, but they definitely give it a sporty feel of Subaru blue. This WRX is the wagon model, making it extremely handy if you need to put stuff in the trunk. This owner, for instance, has giant subwoofers in the back, and there's still plenty of room for all of the rest of his stuff. This is a very practical ride. Alright, so right now I am behind the wheel of a 2002 Subaru WRX Wagon, and it is the bug-eye Subaru, which has the 2 round headlights. I've got my big hood scoop that feeds into my intercooler from a turbo. This is definitely going to be a really fun experience. I have not driven a WRX of this vintage. I drove a 2010 WRX before. One of my friends in Pennsylvania had one. He ended up selling it because he was a wuss who didn't want to drive stick, and he ended up getting a Volkswagen GTI with the DSG. Great system, but it's a little different than driving a stick. And the steering, pretty good. It's nice and light, not too much force needed to steer the car, although we'll see when we get into a little bit of a harder turn here. Alright, we have a bit of an open road where I think I can get on it a bit. Definitely feel it's not slow before the turbo comes on, but then you feel the turbo come on and it becomes a completely different car. This is one of those cars that is not like a modern car, meaning in a modern car you kind of have a little bit of turbo boost, a little bit of turbo boost, and it's sort of linear all the way. This is one of those cars where there's nothing, everything. So we're going to do another acceleration run later, and we'll get to see that in action again. I'll let you know when the turbo boost comes on, because you can definitely feel the difference. Boost comes on, and you definitely feel that acceleration. It sounds really good in the cabin. There's really not that much wind noise apparent. I think you could definitely, if I put this in 5th gear right now, going 50 miles an hour, less than 2,000 RPM, I'm sure you won't blow anybody's doors off in top gear. In fact, yeah, I put my foot down and there's almost nothing there. Without the boost being on tap, this is not a fast car, but all you have to do is downshift a couple gears, you get that boost, you'll be able to get in and out of any trouble you need. The steering, again, is really light. I love the way it feels. It's not the most responsive system that I've used, but then again, this isn't a sports car. It's a wagon that you can fit all of your stuff in. Speaking of that, this car is absolutely amazing for transporting stuff. You can easily fit 4 people in the back seat of this, so 4 people, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and you'll have plenty of room for your dogs, for your gym stuff. All that will fit in this car with ease. The shifter is not the shortest, but I'm pretty sure this is not the stock shifter, so it's a little shorter than it would be normally. Not too long. I think on a rally car like this, it's really not a problem to have a long shifter. I've been in the new STI, and that doesn't have the shortest shifter. Everybody's always taking out the stock shifter, and it needs to be a shorter throw because it's too long and it feels too mushy. You know what? The changes on this are really slick. You
definitely feel when it ticks into place. You're never going to miss a shift with this gearbox, so I really like it. Again, no power unless you're on the boost. It's one of those, definitely not a fast car without its turbo boost. Now, turbo gauges are becoming more integrated. You can get them on your nav system. You can get them in your center console. So these tacked-on units are starting to become slightly irrelevant and slightly tacky, but what can you do? It's a Subaru thing. You just want to see your boost. The owner, unlike a lot of Subaru owners, has actually off-roaded in this car several times. He told me he went to the beach and did some sand running on this car, which is right where this car should be at home with its four-wheel drive system, which is pretty awesome. In Florida, you really don't get the chance to utilize the four-wheel drive system as often as you might in a climate like Pennsylvania or New York, especially not in a place like California. So would I own this car in Florida? I don't think it's really necessary. I think you can definitely enjoy it. It rains in Florida almost every day, but rear-wheel drive is a lot of fun to play with in the snow and in the rain. You can get your tail out. So this is a little more boring, but we'll see how fast it can go around corners. I like that the gauges are very classic. The way old gauges used to look, there's nothing wrong with them. BMW still does the sort of classic gauge that everybody remembers, but they're very easy to see, very easy to look at. And when you accelerate and you actually get into some boost, you get to hear that turbo whistle when you shift. The Subaru WRX is not a car without its faults. Its interior is junk. You know, the seats are actually pretty nice for a 2002 car. They've got really good bolstering. I think you could be really comfortable for a really long period of time just sitting in these. I mean, if you're the kind of person like me that can't get over having a crappy interior, don't even go look at this car. Don't even try and find one, because the interior is pretty junky. It's right up there with like a Corolla from the same period. I think a 2002 Corolla probably has just as nice of an interior as this. But that's not the point. For $5,000, what can you get that's as practical as this, that actually is a lot of fun to play with in corners?
I will now be introducing the JAR rankings. I will be scoring all of the vehicles I review on 10 categories. This car received a 5 for looks, 8.5 for value, 6.5 for comfort, 9 for usability, 6 for noise, 6 for speed, 7 for handling, and 8 for fun, 6.5 for transmission and engine, and 7 for cool factor, giving it a final score of 69.5. I will then put each car into a category based on its score. The Subaru WRX ranks a B, very high B, 69.5, almost into the A minuses.